Thank you for joining us at sportingbet, where our road to Cheltenham continues here with Neil Channing, professional punter, co-owner, co-founder of the Betting Emporium. Thanks for joining us again, Neil. He was very good with his analysis of the champion hurdle last time. We're now going to take a quick peek at the Gold Cup. Remember, you can get all of the real in-depth analysis for the Betting Emporium at Neil's site there, bettingemporium.com. So, Neil, let's have a look at the Gold Cup. It looks like a difficult race at the moment. How do you play this one? We've got a past winner in there, which you tipped up last year, should point that out, Sizing John. Is that where the Cheltenham money goes this time?
Well, I mean, we are fast approaching Cheltenham, and I expect you've probably been off in the Caribbean most of the winter, but for those of us that have been stuck in England, it's rained. That's basically what it's done. Now, you haven't missed much, Russ. It's rained all the time. And I've noticed people are starting to talk, as we approach Cheltenham, about the possibility of the going being quite soft and the Gold Cup being a real slog. Well, I don't know about you, but whenever we get round to Cheltenham, the first race is always good to firm on the clock, and they call it good to soft. So I'm going to say that Cheltenham will be run on the normal kind of ground, and that means that it makes it a bit easier to rule out one or two of the runners in this race. For example, Native River is a past Hennessy winner. I mean, that's like a proper kind of Welsh national horse. Really, stays all day long. If the Gold Cup was run over 5 miles, he'd be the favourite by 6-4.
Good reappearance then, maybe?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, of course. And if it did come up soft, I could see that challenging for favouritism. But I think on a sort of normal, decent ground Gold Cup, the Gold Cup is a proper test, isn't it? It's the stamina and the speed and the ability to handle the track. And it's that combination which makes it, really is the proper test. So I'm going to say that Native River is too much of a plodder, too much of a slogger, and I'm going to rule that one out. For the same reason, I'm going to rule out Our Duke. That's a bit of a stayer. I mean, that's a horse that I definitely think, it can be thereabouts. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was plugging on for 4th or 3rd, but it's not one I'm going to leap to back at these kind of prices. Now, of course, the favourite is Might Bite. This is a horse that would want a bit of better ground. This is a horse that's more of a flat track horse. It's a speed horse, but of course, a bit of a nutter. You remember from last year in the RSA, the horse was looking like it was going to win easily against Whisper, and then suddenly almost threw the race away, all very exciting. And of course there was that race at Kempton earlier in the year where it was 20-30 lengths clear and fell at the last. Now clearly the horse is improving all the time, but I think Kempton might be more its track. I'm not so sure that the undulations around Cheltenham are really what it wants. I wouldn't be laying it, I wouldn't be rushing to lay it, but I don't think I'm going to be backing that one at around about 3-1. There's a couple of other interesting ones. I remember, you probably remember from last year's Cheltenham, Edwolf. We thought it was curtains for that one. They put the curtains round it.
Nice story, though.
And it's brilliant. It's come back and it's won that race in Ireland the other week. A bit lucky though, really, wasn't it? A couple of horses fell and not too many finishers. I'm going to say that would be a bit of a miracle if that one. Definitely Red is an interesting one. I've got some time for that. That's a horse that would appreciate better ground. I personally think that might be a Grand National horse, but I could see an argument for that at a big price. Last year's winner, Sizing John. I'm not going to go to the well again. It's so hard to win any race after you've won the Gold Cup. It takes it out of horses. And it hasn't really had a great season, and it is a year older. It had one good win and then not so good after that. So I'm going to kind of rule that one out, and I'm left with Road to Respect. This is another horse actually that's had a brilliant win. It won a race at Christmas at Leopardstown, after that I was starting to think. I think people put up prices for the Gold Cup after that at sort of 7-1, and I thought, well, doesn't look like it's short enough for me. It's beaten quite a few of the other potential Gold Cup horses. And then it ran a little bit disappointingly at Down Royal. And it was second in that race, got outstayed by Outlander. And I would say there is a stamina doubt over the extended trip of the Gold Cup. But if the ground is good or on the fast side, That shouldn't be such a factor, and I'm going to bet it win only. It's not a race where the shape of the race lends itself to each way. If I bet it win only, if it doesn't stay, well, you know, it doesn't matter whether it finishes, you know, second or 18th or whatever, or pulls up. You know, if it doesn't win, it doesn't win. I'm not worried about, like, if I want to bet an each way horse, I need to know that it definitely stays the trip. But if I'm taking a chance on something to win, its win price is inflated slightly because of the fact that it might not stay. I don't care about the place bit, so I'm happy with that. I'll take a chance. 10-1, that'll do me.
10-1, road to respect for Neil Channing, professional punter. Great analysis as usual from him. He'll be back soon, and we'll have more analysis here at Sporting Bet. Remember, you can get all of Neil's best tips at the Betting Emporium. We'll see you soon here at Sporting Bet.